Hey there, K-Ball here from ZenDev, where I help developers and teams level up their front-end skills. The progress in the web world over the last few years has been incredible. Between powerful UI frameworks, new JavaScript frameworks, and modern development practices, we've been able to dramatically increase the power of our front ends and the speed at which we can ship features. The challenge is this. Things have been changing so fast, with cutting-edge practices changing every 6 months, that nobody can keep up. You can't rebuild your application every 6 months. Tutorials and online content are great, but they rarely tell you how to connect from where you are now to where you want to be. I struggled with this for years. I was a developer and then CTO of my own company, and I'd spent so much time online, going to meetups. I started my own meetup, doing all these things trying to keep up. I never really got there until I joined a company called Zerb and led a project called Zerb Foundation, one of those UI frameworks, for about a year and a half. Through that process, I worked with hundreds of companies, thousands of developers online, and I learned a lot about how we can apply and get people from where they are now to where they are today. So here's what I'm offering now. I'm designing custom trainings for teams where I will work with you with your code base and teach you how to apply modern development practices to it. This will help you dramatically increase the speed at which you can deliver products and make you happier, your team happier as you go, because they'll be working with powerful frameworks that do most of the work for them. I worked with one client, Altair Eyewear, part of VSP. They were working on a legacy system. It was over 10 years old, built with Cold Fusion. They had their style sheets all mixed together, barely any JavaScript. We worked together. I built a custom training for them using their code base as an example, and by the end of the day, they not only had redeveloped a whole bunch of stuff already just through the process of learning, but they had a clear roadmap for how they were going to refactor their application and move it forward. So here's what you get if you work with me. We'll work together to figure out where you are today and where it is that you want to go. I'll go through your code base and use that to design custom exercises for your team so that when I come out to train you for a day, 2 days, or 3 days, all of the training will be done using your own code, tying it into where you are today and the code that you're used to using, so that at the end of the day, you not only have learned some new skills, but you've started applying them to your code base already. Now, it's taken me years and tens of thousands of dollars invested to learn to do this. Not only working in my own code and studying online, but going to conferences, going to meetups, taking courses, all this sort of stuff, and working with developers all around the world to help them apply modern practices to their code bases. But it's not going to take you years to do this. We'll work together and I'll design a training for you, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to add Vue to your code stack, React.js, a UI framework like Semantic or Foundation or Bootstrap, we'll work together to design a curriculum, base it off of your code base, and then I'll come out and do a 1, 2, or 3 day training with your team, depending on how much we're trying to accomplish. It costs $5,000 a day, and you'll get the benefit of all my years of experience in under a week of time. Not only that, but I'll be available to you for support for the entire next year. You'll get up to 10 hours of support with me for free, included in the cost of your training. Now, if you're worried about working with me, you haven't worked with me before, and this is a big investment to make, don't worry, there's no risk to you at all, because I have a 30-day, zero questions asked, money-back guarantee. I'll come, do your training, you're not satisfied, you just say, hey, I want my money back. I won't ask you a single question, I'll just send that money back. Now, I'm typically booked out several months in advance, so if you want to work with me, what you need to do now is click the link down below where it says click to apply. That will take you to a form that you fill out that'll let us figure out if we're a good match for each other, if what I can teach is going to be helpful for you. So don't spend another day struggling trying to figure out how to apply all these great front-end practices and feeling pain because your code base isn't up to date. Click to apply and let me start helping you today.